Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're watching from today. Again, as you can see, I am back in my set. Huge thanks to everyone who reached out, gave me well wishes after my home was lost in a tragic and horrific flood. We had to move for a while, but we're back now. Excited to be back with the Red Dawn, the helmets, all of it. It's great to be back. Couldn't be happier. We do have a very important topic to talk about today, and that is a reported very angry call and argument between Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and United States President Donald Trump. Things apparently went off the rails between the two leaders over a discussion about how to handle Iran. We're going to break that down. We're going to get into all of it, what it means, what the takeaways are. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. It costs you guys nothing. Really helps boost us up, helps the stories we're sharing. Comment with your thoughts below about how you want to see President Trump handle Iran, handle Israel, all that stuff. Commenting helps huge. And then always hit the bell so you know when a new video is coming. Now, let's get into the latest update between the United States, Israel, Trump, Bibi, all of it. Let's roll. As viewers of the channel know, tensions have been rising between Netanyahu and Trump over how to handle the Iran situation, how to handle negotiations with Iran over the country's enriched uranium program, how to handle their pursuit or potential pursuit, however you want to word it, of a nuke. And President Trump has made it crystal clear from the jump for months now, he favors a diplomatic solution to the Iran question, the Iran crisis, whatever you want to call it again. He does not want a war in the Middle East. He does not want to launch a massive military strike on Iran, on their facilities. He thinks it will lead to further carnage and chaos in the region. And as Americans know, we've spent more than enough time in the Middle East. At some point, maybe we should give diplomacy a chance. Trump's been very clear. He went over there on his trip and he said the United States isn't really interested in telling Middle Eastern countries what to do anymore. Having said that, President Trump has also kept the option of a strike on the table. You can't have diplomacy. You can't have a deterrent unless you have a strong, credible military threat. Obviously, the United States has the greatest military in the world, and we do have the tools, such as the GBU-57, which is a 30,000-pound bunker buster to be dropped from a B-2 stealth bomber. We have the ability to take out their programs. Israel, as we've discussed at length, does not. They have fighter jets, they have bombs, but they don't have the bombs to hit underground facilities. Only the United States does, and it's very unlikely the United States would ever give any country the GBU-57 or the B-2 stealth fighter. So tensions have been rising between Bibi and Trump. Trump wants to see an end to the killing. He wants to see an end to the carnage. Bibi very much favors a military strike as well as expanding the war in Gaza. So that's the backdrop of where all this is at. I'm going to throw this up on the screen for you here. Let me pull it up. I'm going to throw this up on the screen. This comes from the Times of Israel. It covers a very blow-up, tense phone call between Bibi and Trump over the Iran situation. I'm going to read it to you now. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and U.S. President Donald Trump engaged in a heated phone call last week over how to confront Iran, Israeli television reported Monday, contradicting earlier claims that the two had reached a unified stance on preventing Tehran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. According to Channel 12 News, the conversation was marked by sharp disagreements, with Trump reportedly telling Netanyahu, "I wanted diplomatic solutions with the Iranians. I believe in my ability to make a good deal." He also reportedly emphasized his interest in an agreement that would serve the interest of both sides. The tone of the reported conversation appeared to conflict with earlier claims suggesting the two leaders had concluded their call with a mutual understanding. In response, the Prime Minister's office denied to the network that Netanyahu had a tense conversation with Trump. Following the Thursday phone call, Netanyahu's office had issued a readout that said he and Trump agreed on the need to ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. Trump, meanwhile, has been touting real progress in the ongoing nuclear negotiations between the United States and Iran, predicting on Sunday that there would be good news ahead. Tehran's foreign minister, however, declared Monday there was no date, that no date has yet been set for the next round of talks, and vowed the Islamic Republic would not consider temporarily suspending uranium enrichment as the U.S. is demanding. So that's where it is. This report comes out of Israel, Israeli TV, picked up by Israeli outlets, that Bibi and Trump got into a very tense argument over how to handle Iran, over what to do about their program, their enriched uranium. And it is just the latest sign that these two are headed in opposite directions on how to handle this issue. Remember, just the other day, I made a video of this, I think on Monday or Sunday. The days are all getting meshed together with all the chaos and moving back in and stuff, where Trump teased that there would be very good news and essentially a war with Iran would be avoided. But now we have this news of the argument between him and Bibi. So now the question is, where do we go from here? What comes next? What can we take away from this? Let's get into that right now. When it comes to next steps between the Israelis and the United States, when we're talking about dealing with Iran, the reality of the situation is this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. The United States has to keep our foot on the gas. We have to remind everyone in the region who's running the show. This isn't a commentary about what you think about Israel. It's not a commentary about what you think about Iran. This is reality. This is what is happening in the real world. And I know there's a lot of talking heads out there who all think that they're experts on what Israel should do, what Iran should do. At the end of the day, we're the strongest country in the world. We are the country with the military that would be tasked with taking out Iranian facilities. And no matter what anyone else says, or no matter what anybody thinks should happen, that's the fact of the matter. That's the starting point. If you don't accept that premise, which is 100% true, then everything else that gets discussed is a waste. Because you'll hear people argue that the Israelis can take out Iran's facilities and that if the United States doesn't do it, they should just do it themselves. No matter what you think about Israel or the Middle East, that is not true. They do not have the bombs. They do not have the planes. They do not have the equipment. I've seen people talk about, well, maybe they'll parachute a few thousand guys. Folks, these facilities are under mountains, okay? They are hardened bunkers. You're gonna need airstrikes. You're gonna need 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs. Again, this is reality. You can agree or disagree with tactics. The reality is only the United States military can do this. We have to be the ones setting the conditions, right? When Delta Force wants to go and fight somewhere, they set the conditions of engagement. They're going to fight on their terms. The United States should look at this the exact same way. We are going to set the conditions of the engagement. We are going to set the conditions of the fight. We'll do it our way if a fight is necessary. But Trump doesn't want to fight. He wants a diplomatic solution, or at least an attempt at a diplomatic solution with Iran to avoid a war. Seeing as how we're in the driver's seat and only our military can do it, it would seem smart to me that we should allow the United States to pursue our path forward and not allow any other country to do anything that would stop that. And if we have to remind countries who the superpower is, as Bill Clinton famously said, who's the effing superpower here, then that's what we should do. Because here's what would happen in the event of a limited Israeli strike. They would take out early warning systems, they would take out missile sites, they would take out fuel supply, they would take out weapon stockpile, but they would not be able to get everything, and they absolutely wouldn't be able to get the stuff underground. Then Iran would retaliate. We've already seen it happen twice. Who's going to then have to stop those missiles when they're flying through the air? The United States will. Because again, this is not an opinion, we've seen it happen twice. So now the United States, the opportunity for diplomacy is gone and over. Now the United States is dragged into another conflict. Saudi Arabia would be dragged into the conflict. Jordan would be dragged into the conflict. It would be a disaster. Now, would we win that fight? Absolutely, we would win that fight. We would absolutely crush the Iranian military. Would we take casualties along the way? Absolutely. But my point is, it needs to be on our terms. We will set the terms of engagement. Everyone else is just along for the ride. And if they want to build the world's greatest military and they want to build the technology and equipment, then let them do it. They are a sovereign nation. Every country is able to do what they want with their military. But we need to deal in facts and reality. And the reality is only our military can hit Iran and take out their program. And if we don't want to do it, then diplomacy should be the priority. Doesn't mean we can't fall back on our military if necessary, but it should not be the priority if that's not what the president wants. And if that means he has to chew someone out, if he has to get into an argument with the foreign leader, he's the president of the United States. He's the most powerful person on the planet, period. Doesn't matter what president we're talking about. The president of the United States, no matter who it is, Obama, Clinton, George W. Bush, Trump, you name them off. Maybe not Biden, because I don't even know if that guy was running the White House. Did he even know he was president? I'm kidding, obviously. Point being, we're the United States of America. We're going to set the terms of engagement, and we can't let someone else do it for us. I really see it that simple. So as long as diplomacy continues, that should be the path. And if Bibi and Trump continue to clash, one of them runs the world's most powerful country, the world's greatest country, and the other one doesn't have the world's most powerful military. That's really all you need to know about the dynamics. It's really that simple. As shocking as that might be to hear. But do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below how you want to see Trump handle Netanyahu, handle Israel, handle Iran. What should the path forward be? Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you always know when a new video is coming. And I'll see you all next time.